So let's start with this session. So not many people are, I don't think anyone is scheduled for presentation today. So Pratyush Kumar, you are not audible, Pratyush. You can type in chat if you know. You have presentation or you have general query. Punch. You- Hello, Punch. You have presentation. Okay, Pratyush, yeah, there is some technical difficulties. Okay, that is why you have not received it yet. You will get it by tomorrow. I have forwarded your query to Devanshu sir. Okay, he will look into the issue and then he will add you solve the technical issue. You will get it by tomorrow. Okay. Uh, can you just for confirmation give me your email again? Just give me your email that you have used for the registration. There is problem with your email, then it will be solved. Hello, Punch. Okay, let me check. Yeah, there is some problem. Okay, I have forwarded to Devanshu sir. You will get it by tomorrow. Okay, and if you don't get score, what you can do is you can email me uh, on my mail. I am giving you my mail. You can email me at this mail.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Ansh. Please turn your camera on and let me know the name of your task.
I have to share my whole screen on how to do that.
Sorry?
So how to share the screen?
Yeah, so at the bottom of your screen where your taskbar is, where you can
Yes.
mute your and unmute. So there is a green color button, share screen, right? Just click on it, and then after clicking on it, you will get an option of screen. You need to click on it and then click on share button.
Okay.
Please turn your camera on first. Yeah. Uh, develop Hackveda output. Let me check.
Good evening, sir. My name is Ansh, and I joined as a Python programmer intern in Hackveda. I was assigned two tasks in first project in develop Hackveda Python script. The first task in under this is Google crawler for digital marketing, building a Google crawler for this. So what is a Google crawler? Google crawler, web indexing plays a crucial role in search engine, enabling them to organize vast amount of data of web content and deliver relevant search results. So what is a web crawler? A web crawler, also known as spider or a bot, is a program used by search engines to systematically browse and analyze web pages. So web crawler basically gather data from the web pages and store them in a particular form, or we can store them in a file. So it plays a vital role in collecting data from web pages, which forms the foundation of search engine indexing. So in description part was basically how the basic part of the web crawler is. So web crawlers are like digital explorers. Spider is tirelessly navigating the web and discovering indexing of the web pages. They gather all the data from the web pages and we can store them in the file content. So how it works? So Spider, when users search for specific information or the keywords, the search engine uses the index to find the most relevant web pages and display in the search results. So when the user, we can input the keywords from the user that we want to search on the web page, and after that it sends the HTTP request to the web page by establishing a connection between them. So it collects the data from the web page and creates an index to quickly retrieve relevant information where the user perform a search query. So after the search query is done, we will get the response from that in HTTP form or in HTML form. We will convert that in JSON form to retrieve and manage all the data. So after this, the web crawler helps in search indexing, rank, and short page on basis of their importance. So like here this flowchart shows, we will run the Python script which will send the Google API's request and that will be transmitted to the website. We will get the response from that. So in the implementation part, I have used VS Code, not the Google Colab, but you can use Google Colab as well as it is online platform to run the code. The libraries I have used is Request, Pandas, and JSON. Moving on to the implementation part and the code part, like here, uh, I've used three libraries, which first is request, which is used to send the HTTP request to the website, and second is JSON, which is used to manage the data representation during the transmission that we will get from the website. We will convert that in the JSON form as JSON is uh, easily readable and is used by many platforms like C, uh, Java, and JavaScript, etc. After that, we are using pandas to manage the data. And it is the library to represent the data in the tabular form or in the data frames so that we will able to read the data easily from that. So you can use date time management if you want to search for a particular date or for a particular time. But I'm not using right now, so I have commented it. So in the global variable, I've used question list, which we will be using to append the questions or the title that we will be getting from the websites after we are done with the searches. So in the keyword, we are getting the input from the user that we will be used to search for the web and get the data from a site. In the site list, I've used Quora, or you can use many websites as written here, the Quora or the Reddit, or you can use Yahoo as well for more. So if you are using multiple website, it is useful that you will use for loop, but I'm not using many website, only the Quora. So for loop is not mandatory for this. So here is the customer key or the consumer key that we will be using to send in the Google URL. So in Google URL, it consists of three parts, which is the main Google URL, the custom URL, uh, and is used for the custom queries, and NCX is the customer key or the consumer key, custom. So after we are done with the Google URL, we will send the Google URL and get the response, get the request, send the request to the website. So after the response that we will get from the get request from the request library, we will convert that response in the JSON format by using the JSON load functions. So JSON JSON is used to convert the data in a particular format so that we will be able to use if you read that. So we are gathering all the data from JSON. and we are retrieving them. After that, we are using total page, which we will calculate the total page or the length of the queries that we are getting from the response. So here we are using a try block in case we will get any error. So here's the title that we are getting from the JSON response after converting the HTML content in the JSON. We are getting the title and we are appending the title in the questions list that we have just made above in the global variable here. So if any exception or an error occur, we will ignore them by using the pass. And if you are using more website, like I said, it is mandatory to change the keyword as it was when the user entered. So we will use in the for loop, and we will be able to use in the more website. Here we are making a dictionary of the question list or the title list that we get from the JSON. And we, if you want to make that in a data frame, you can use data pd.data frame, which is the function in pandas library, and we are printing the data from the data frame right here. So if you want to export the data, you can just uncomment this and get the data from the website into your file. So I've used this. So the advantages and the disadvantages of this Google crawler is that it comprises search coverage. It is rich search features. It's comprehensive search coverage, and the freshness of the search result is maintained. The disadvantage for this is the potential of the content duplication. Like the content that we are getting from now can be duplicated in the further the response that we'll be getting. So incomplete indexing is also a disadvantage for this. In the conclusion part for the Google crawler only. So Google crawler plays a crucial role in the function of the search engine by collecting, indexing, and ranking web pages. So the second task in our first project is simple email service using Google SMTP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is a tool which we can directly send mail to the client just by running the code. The libraries here I've used is SMTP LIB, which is used to send emails over an internet machine by establishing a connection between the SMTP server and the sending client. So another library is multipurpose email mail extension, which provides a functionality for working with MIME message such as email parsing. MIME is basically used to parse the email content and add more content in it. In the implementation part, before we go to the implementation part, I will show you the flowchart, like how it works. Here's the sender, here's you, or you can assume any sender, which we want to send a mail to this receiver by through the internet by establishing a connection between the mail server. It will send a SMTP request to the this, and after the request is uh, accepted, it will send it to the receiver. Moving on to the implementation part of the automation, as given the name as email automation. Here's the library for SMTP, which is used to send email to an internet machine through the internet. And another is MIME multipart, which is used for email parsing and attaching all the email content. Here's the MIME text, which is used to convert the email content into MIME. Here's the email content I've written here. Hope you are doing well. Here's the sender's address. You can write yours if you are uh, eligible for sending all the requests. By you can turn off your uh, two-step authentication and lower app verification. For this, you will be able to send all the emails from your account to hey, here's the receiver address or the Gmail address of the receiver. Here's the message which we will send to my multipart. We are using my multipart here to parse the email content here from. which by which sender here the sender address will come, and to which we want to send the email to that receiver. If you want to attach any file, you can use the file name if you are working in the current directory, or you can use the file path as well if the file is in your computer. If you are attaching any file like this, we will open that file in the read binary form. I have commented this because I don't want to send any file, attach any file here. By we are opening the file in the read binary form. After the read binary form is converted, we after the file is open in the read binary form, we will convert the file in the octet stream. As octet stream is used to transmit the data, uh, if you are attaching any file, it is better to encode the file so that it does not it it maintains this atomicity. So by this, we are using a session SMTP alignment. Here's the if you are using gmail.com, it is here's the TLS and the security port of this. Here's the session login, sender address and sender's password will come here, and sessions send email. By this, we will be able to send the mail through this. Right now, I'm not eligible to send the mail through this. So the advantages and disadvantages of the SMTP is it is time efficient and scalability. We can use it to send more emails, and it is personalized communication. The disadvantage here is that it lacks the human touch and potential for spam mails. So in conclusion of the SMTP, Gmail SMTP is with Python specify the process of sending email programmatically. It offers flexibility, automation, integration possibilities, empowering users to create efficient, customized email service for various applications. So any questions, you can contact me on email as well as on my LinkedIn path. Thank you. Thanks. Yes.
Okay, so see, first of all, when you are doing a presentation, start your presentation by giving your self introduction that you did, but later on you need to give introduction on the task, right? So that there is proper understanding of what the task is and what you are supposed to show. But you should just start to explain like what is Google crawling, right? And
Yes, sir.
second thing is that mostly it was reading from the slide for your presentation. So I would suggest that work on your presentation skills, right? Second thing is that you have explained really well what your like the main code files. They are really well explained.
Yes,
What I would suggest is that when you are explaining code, instead of explaining the code inside the code file, try to add like flow charts in your presentation. That will be much more better,
okay.
much more interactive, so that people who are coming from like non-coding background, they can also understand what is going on. And second thing I would say is that your code were not running. Can you tell me why?
So, Google crawler is running, but the SMTP is showing an error for this,
But
as
you
my
didn't show the
account is not.
output of any of them.
uh,
So next time I would suggest that be ready with the output also, right? Just showing the
okay, sir.
code file and explaining it's not enough. So if it is not
Okay, sir.
running, like it is okay, like if you can't run it live, right? But try to
Yes,
include the output, because if it is not running, then how do you know that your code is actually running, right?
okay, sir.
Yeah. So how we can consider that your task is completed, because if it is like not running. So there was
Okay,
one
sir.
presentation on the same topic from wait, let me, yeah, Siv Kavi Govardhan. Okay. His presentation you will find in like completed presentation list that the answer has shared on the email. In your email, you will find the the website link. Go there and search for Silkavi Govardhan. He has done a presentation on develop Hackveda business operations script, and he has gone too deeply on how to authorize the Google account for sending the mail. I think that is the issue, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you
Yes,
can
sir.
watch that as a reference and authorize your Gmail, right? And then you will be able to send the whatever mail you are trying to send. And when you are
Okay, sir.
able to send it in the technical support chat, let them know that your task has completed and you have
Okay,
given presentation. It was not running, but now it is running. You just wanted to let them know, right?
okay, sir.
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you, miss. So, yeah. So I don't think anyone else is left for the presentation. We'll wait if anyone joins, else I think we can.